younger Marines to be out there, I have to speak prepared, but you know, I know all of you, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. That's a lot of people I'd like to thank. First off, I know it sounds cliche, but I want to thank God, because if not for Him, I wouldn't be here. Many a day I prayed, hey, just get me through to 20, and you know I'm here, so thank you. I'd like to thank my wife Denise, who stood by me for 16 of the 20 years that I've served foreign country. I've always tried to be the best Marine that I could be, and sometimes that interfered with being the best husband and the best father I could be, and I'm sorry for that. But here in Missouri, it's the first place where I've been able to give you what you deserved all along, a home of your own. And she's been merrily ripping out the walls and making it her own for the last 5 years. So it has been turned from a house into a home. And it's the first place where I felt comfortable settling down. In fact, I threw all the boxes away. You know, we keep all the boxes that you put your stuff in, because in a couple of years you got to put it back. All the boxes are gone. So I'm saying here. I'd like to thank my daughter Christina, who I've seen mature from a pretty little girl to a beautiful young woman. And now I've got to make sure that the young Marines who are out there are not going to be chasing her down, because I used to think that way myself at one point in time. I love you, honey. Thank you for being here. Son Grant, who is so much like me, it is scary. I remember a couple of years back sitting watching a sunset parade with him, and he was saying, I want to be a Marine. So that's cool. But I want you to go to college first. Get an education, come in as a commissioned officer, make more of a difference. And I'd be proud to call you. One of my best friends in the world, Mr. Bill Duffy, who's come all the way from Massachusetts to see me retire. He was there at Paris Island in '87 when I graduated. It surprised the hell out of me. And he surprised the hell out of me again last night. The wife kept this from me for several months, had it planned. And you know, I've seen a lot of things together. And I'm honored that you're here, brother. Thank you. And everybody else, all the Marines and soldiers, sailors and airmen that I've had the pleasure of working with, civilians. But I can't really say civilians. I mean, you know, Ken Morris and Steve Combs, Jeff Diggins, all wore the uniform. They all did the job. Pam Collins, same. I've had the pleasure of working with some real professionals here at Fort Leonard Wood. When I came here in 2002, I didn't know what the heck they were sending me here for. I've been a cop my entire career. I've never been a teacher, but apparently they had it right. I had a knack for it, and I really do love doing it, and I'm going to miss it incredibly. So hopefully at some point in time I'll get the opportunity to get back up in front of a bunch of students, because it's the best thing in the world. Being able to crack their heads open and fill it full of knowledge. Now somewhere out there, I know there's a CID agent working a scene at 2:30 in the morning saying, I'm going to told me to do it like that. That's not peaceful mortality. That's the best thing in the world. You know, we're about traditions. This is one of them. The Marine Corps is special and unique in the world because of the traditions we have. Don't let them forget those traditions. I'm sure there are a number of you out there who got their blood stripes pinned on, had their ranks pinned on at one time. Nowadays, that's hazing. I didn't think it was back then. But things change, people change, times change. But don't let them take away the traditions that we've got. Make sure they go to the mess nights, the dining rooms. Make sure they do those parades, because that's what we're all about. We lose those traditions, we lose our identity. I want to keep it brief. Well, the cool thing is you're sitting down, so you don't have to stand there and listen to me flap my jibs. But just one more thing I want to say. I've served several presidents, and the first one was Ronald Reagan. And he said something, and I'm sure it's written on a barracks room wall someplace. I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. Some people go their entire lifetime wondering if they make a difference. Thank you all for coming. Good luck. Godspeed.